Hello, hello. Welcome back. I want to talk to you guys about something that the whole world seems to want to know now, and that's how to make money online as a content creator. Every other day, we seem to be seeing somebody online, social media, or we hear through the grapevine that somebody's making a ton of money just doing that online thing. And we're thinking, how is this happening? How is this working? And is this legal? And the internet, it didn't even exist when I was a kid, and now people are making all this money on it. Like, what is happening here, right? Now, if you are already a content creator, this is also going to be useful for you because it might help you explore alternative ways of making money yourself. Maybe you've already nailed down a couple of these different income streams, but you want to diversify a little bit, which I highly recommend. I'll talk about that in a second. But today I'm going to talk about 7 very specific, different, distinct ways of making money online. Okay, are you ready? We're also going to talk just a little bit about what it means to have passive income, if it's really a real thing, if you can sit back and twiddle your thumbs on a beach in Fiji and have money pour in online. We'll talk about that as well. All right, now there's actually not enough time in the world to outline all the ways that people make money online, and I'm not even aware of them all. But these 7 are very, very common. I myself have made money with almost all of these, maybe all of them. I think all of them. And I have friends who make money with all of these as well. So I know for a fact that they are legit, and many people are very successful making 6, 7, 8 figures doing these things, okay? But in reality, everything starts small. You're gonna have to start small no matter what you are building. So be patient, take it one day at a time, and I promise you can find success as a content creator as well. So just a little background on me. I've been building businesses for over 10 years online. I started out as a blogger, and then I had some online products, some digital products, and then I had some physical products, and now I'm a coach and I help people build their own businesses. So I've had my hand in a lot of different ways of making money online. And let me just tell you, it's a lot of fun. It is really, really fun to spend time on your computer, creating something out of nothing and having people pay money for it. And I think it helps make the world a little bit better place. All right. So I'm not going to tell you just what you have to do to become a content creator, because that's easy. You just post on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube. But I'm going to tell you actually how to monetize it, because too often we hear, oh, he's a YouTuber, he makes money. Yeah, but how? Who's paying him money? Is it YouTube? Is it some other random person? Is it the audience? Is it a product that he's selling, right? And in reality, it's all of these things very often, but we're going to talk about the specific ways the money is actually coming in. So that's probably the first thing I want to make sure you know. Just posting on YouTube, just creating a podcast, or just having a popular Instagram is not going to be enough to make you money. You actually have to go out and monetize it on purpose. All right. So first of all, let's talk about the 3 different types of online creators there are. There are influencers, there are educators, and there are entertainers. Now, there's probably subclasses of all these, and maybe there's even more classes I'm not really aware of. But in my experience, most content creators are one or multiple of these things: influencer, educator, entertainer. And you probably already know what you are or what you want to be. An influencer, as we all know, someone who generally uses their lifestyle or opinions to influence others in one way or another. So maybe a fashion influencer is like, hey, I'm really good at putting outfits together. I'm going to give you tips on how to do that. Maybe a pet influencer is like, I have all these dogs and I'm really good at taking care of them, and I'm going to teach you how to be a great pet owner, right? It could be literally anything. But those influencers take what they're good at, they put it on a social media channel generally, and they create a large following in one way or another by teaching people how to be more like them, basically. It's a little narcissistic if you think about it, but this is the world we live in. So most influencers make money in 2 main ways. So these are the first 2 ways you can make money online. Number 1, affiliate marketing, and number 2, brand partnerships. So affiliates, we're probably all aware of affiliates now because the FTC requires that everyone disclose when you're using an affiliate link. So you've probably seen someone say, this is an affiliate link, or this isn't an affiliate link, because there are some pretty strict regulations about when you have to disclose that. But affiliates happen when, let's say, I share something with a special link online. So let's say I have this really great microphone I like, and I want to share it with you guys. I'll say, hey, go get this awesome microphone on Amazon, use my link. And if you use my link, it's got a special code embedded in it that is going to tell Amazon to give me a kickback of whatever you paid. Okay. Now, the important thing to realize is when you use someone's affiliate link, you're not paying more than you would normally, right? The microphone is like whatever, $100 with an affiliate link or without. Amazon is taking a cut of their profit and giving it to the influencer for sending the traffic to Amazon. Does that make sense? So go get this mic on Amazon, use my link. Amazon will kick me back a tiny commission, for the record. Affiliate commissions are generally very tiny. Not always, but usually very tiny. So some of the pros of sharing affiliate links and getting affiliate commission is that it's easy to do. It's easy for me to say, hey, I love this t-shirt, go get it, use my link. Or these earrings or this lipstick or whatever. If you're already sharing your favorite things online, It's very easy to just share an affiliate link with it. You basically become this living testimonial. Everybody loves reviews, right? And you're like a living review. Oh my gosh, these earrings are amazing. You got to go get them. People are much more likely to go buy them if they have a live person telling them that they love this thing. You can also help other people find both services and products that they love, which is so great. You're saying, oh my gosh, I had this guy come clean my carpets. He was incredible. I want you to have clean carpets too. Go check him out. And you make a little money by doing that. Now, there are a few cons that come with affiliate marketing as well. Affiliate marketing requires a lot of traffic to be lucrative. In my experience, most affiliate commissions are very small, like 5 to 8%. I have found in the industries I've worked in is pretty common. So you have to have tens of thousands of followers and have hundreds and hundreds, thousands of people purchasing this link to make any significant amount of money. It's not nothing, but you're not going to live off it unless you have thousands and thousands of people purchasing your link. You also have to actively be a part of an affiliate program. Most people are not going to come hunt you down unless you have a really, really large audience and say, be one of my affiliates. You have to go hunt down the program yourself. Amazon is a great place to start if you want to start sharing affiliate links, because Amazon sells almost everything and it's a very easy program to get into. And then they make it very easy to share affiliate links as well. But it does take some time and energy to set that up. You also have to be very honest with your audience. It is very easy to share something that you maybe don't super love because you know you're going to get an affiliate commission. But that totally breaks down the rapport and the trust that you have with your audience. So you have to have a rapport. People have to know and like and trust you in order to be willing to buy your recommended product or item. Also, one more con that I don't love about affiliate marketing is that it promotes consumerism. I personally am not a fan of telling people to just go buy all the time. It doesn't really sit well with me. Now, if I have a product that has genuinely made my life better, I'm totally going to share it with you. Come hang out with me on Instagram. I will tell you in my stories what vacuum is the best and keeps my house clean with a million children. I will tell you what nail polish stays on over and over. But I'm not going to actively be buying lots of crap just to get you to buy more crap to fill your house with for no reason, just to make money. See what I'm saying? But of course, that's a personal thing. So that's affiliate marketing that most influencers do. The other one that a lot of influencers do are brand partnerships. Now, brand partnerships happen when, let's say I team up with like Nike or Walmart or some big brand. They will often send me products for free or at a steep discount so I can share them with my audience. And then they usually pay me a flat fee and or an affiliate commission. Let's say Walmart's like, hey, we are promoting this new line of swimsuits. We want you to promote it. And so they send me a couple. And so I put them on and I show my audience. And I was like, this is what I love about it. You know, go check them out at Walmart, and Walmart will pay me a flat fee to do that generally. Every contract is a little bit different. So some pros to this is it gives you a lot of credibility. You work with Nike or something, and all of a sudden people are like, oh, she's someone to pay attention to. If a big brand name backs you, this can be very lucrative. People start paying attention. You start making more money because you're dealing with better and better brands, right? And you can create good relationships and they come back. You've probably seen influencers online work with the same companies over and over and over. If you do a good job and the brand likes what you've done and you send lots of traffic their way, they're probably going to work with you again. There's always a few cons though. This requires success on a large audience first. You're not going to team up with Nike when you have 5 followers. That's just not going to happen. In order to catch the attention of the big brands, you have to have a loyal following already. And I will say from personal experience, brand partnerships can be very annoying. There's usually a laundry list of things that you have to check off in your video, in your photo, whatever promotional material you're putting out there. There's lots of things you have to do. There's specific things that can and can't be in your photo or video. There's certain things you can and can't say. So there are very often a lot of hoops to jump through, and that can be frustrating. So those are the first two: affiliate marketing, brand partnerships. Now, let's move on to being an educator online. We've talked about influencers for a little while. Let's talk about being an educator. This is someone who uses content on YouTube, social media, podcasts to educate about something specific. And this is actually how I categorize myself. There was a time when I kind of felt like I was a little bit more of an influencer, but today and probably forever, I will consider myself more of an educator. I personally don't really want my main job to be to go convince people to buy things they don't need, but I do love teaching. I love inspiring, motivating, and I love coaching. So that's what I've made my main gig online. So to be an educator, you can have a specific kind of training you're going to share with people. You can have a certificate or a degree or just experience in something, or even just a passion, just something you really, really love. Maybe you just love talking about food and you love recipes and you love trying new things. That can be enough to become some sort of an educator online. These people are, frankly, one of the main reasons that YouTube, Google, and the internet in general is so amazing, because people are willing to hop on and share information for free. You just get on YouTube and Google how to start a business, how to make mastacholi, how to tie my laces in a way that won't come untied. I don't know, any random stuff you want to Google or search on YouTube and you have all this free content because an educator has gone out and shared something that worked for them or something that they thought was going to make the world a little better place. It is pretty dang cool. So these people, educators, can also make money with affiliates and brand partnerships. That's totally legit, happens all the time. But I would say that most educators probably make money selling more of their knowledge. They'll make money selling programs or courses or other digital products, maybe a digital download or a private podcast. They sell one-on-one and group coaching. So I sell all of these things. I have a program to help people start their businesses. I have one-on-one and group coaching. I teach people how to launch their podcast. So I have lots of products like that they can get online. And really anything that's going to make life easier on my audience. Like I said, if you're the food blogger or the food YouTuber and you want to make life easier for somebody who's trying to follow your recipes, maybe you're going to sell a printable recipe book so they can have it right there instead of on their phone. Maybe you're going to collaborate with another brand that sells mixers and you're going to have a customizable mixer with your name on it that you sell to your audience. I don't know. There's a million different ways to sell something that is going to help your audience get their results easier and quicker. So influencer, educator. Finally, let's go to entertainer. Mr. Beast, anyone? If you make content whose sole purpose is to make someone enjoy life better, then you could be considered an entertainer. These are usually what most kids want to grow up to be when they're like, I want to be a YouTuber like Mr. Beast. Yeah, they want to entertain. They want people to come and see them do goofy things. Nothing wrong with that. Also, if you're familiar with the color personalities like the red, blue, yellow, white, these are usually yellow personalities. They just love to make the world a more fun place. They want to make life exciting. They want to make people laugh. And aren't we so glad for entertainers? Like, can you imagine how boring life would be without actors and comedians and musicians? I am so glad we live in a world where these people exist and we can tap into entertainment any time of day or night. Granted, that sometimes is not so great for us because it's easy to get addicted to it. But I think there's definitely a market for entertainers, and I hope we have entertainers forever. I think they're very, very important. Now, if you feel called to do this, to be an entertainer online, then go for it. You probably already know if this is the type of thing that would work for you. Maybe people are always telling you how funny you are or what a great musician you are or what a great yodeler you are. I don't know. You have some talent that you know would entertain people online. These entertainers can also make money the same way that the influencers and the educators do. Basically, if you have an audience online, you can make money with affiliate marketing, with brand partnerships, with digital products, with physical products. They also have lots of subscriptions. Like if you're listening to music or you want to access the private video feed of the comedian you love, you might sign up for something like that. They also sell a lot of merch, right? We want a t-shirt that has our favorite comedian's name on it or our favorite actor's name on it. So that's pretty common too, those physical products. So far we've talked about affiliates, brand partnerships, digital products, physical products. Like I said, you can actually create them yourself, have them created, or partner up with another brand that's already creating the physical products and they get your take on it. Maybe you customize it in one way or another. There's coaching and consulting. That's the fifth. And then we're going to talk about the last two in just a second. So one way that I haven't mentioned yet are platform-specific programs that pay creators. So influencers, educators, entertainers can put content online and specific platforms will pay them for their content. And this is usually based on the ad revenue that's coming in. So for example, YouTube. When you hear someone saying they're making money on YouTube and they have a large audience, it's generally because they're part of YouTube's partner platform where YouTube pays the creator a portion of the ad revenue that YouTube has based on the ads played on the creator's videos. If I put a video on YouTube and they show an ad on my video and I'm part of that partner program, then YouTube is going to give me a tiny fraction of that ad revenue for the video that I uploaded. TikTok and Twitch also do this, and it can be pretty lucrative as well. Facebook has kind of a lame version right now, but things are changing all the time, so you just never know. And other platforms may follow as well, but right now YouTube is probably the big one. And like I said, TikTok and Twitch are doing it as well. So this platform specific, the pay-per-view type of thing and ad revenue really are kind of linked, but they're not always exactly the same thing. So ad revenue is another way that bloggers make a lot of money. So they'll install ads on their website and get paid a small percentage for every ad that is viewed. So someone goes to my blog post, they scroll, maybe click on an ad, maybe don't, maybe just look at it, depending on the platform and the way the ad is set up. That blogger is going to get some money. Some pros to this is that they're super easy to set up and basically passive income once it's all ready to go. But the cons, one of the cons is that you don't always get full control over what kind of ads are shown on your website or on your video, which can be kind of annoying if it's something that's not in alignment with your message. The revenue is also really tiny per view. So again, you need lots and lots of traffic to make any money on this. And ads annoy people. We're always annoyed at ads. So sometimes it can drive traffic away if you have ads on your sites or videos. So summary, affiliates, brand partnerships, digital products, physical products, coaching or consulting, the pay-per-view type platforms, and ad revenue, which again are kind of linked together. If you want to make money as a content creator, you're going to want to diversify your income. Like I said, if you start posting on YouTube and the only thing you're planning on is making money on that partner platform, it's going to take you a long time and thousands and thousands and thousands of views and followers before you ever get there. But if you create a digital product and you start promoting that right away, it's going to be a lot faster because you need a smaller audience to make decent money. Full transparency, there are now millions of people making full-time income online as content creators. On YouTube, on Twitch, on TikTok, all these places. Millions of people making six figures or more. And there will be more and more. All of the numbers show that content creation businesses are going up, 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 up. But if you expect YouTube to replace your income just by putting videos out there, it's going to take a long time. So diversify that income, create multiple revenue streams so you're getting paid in different ways, and then you don't need such a huge audience before you start getting paid. Selling a product, like I said, even though it might require a little bit more work than just putting the videos out there, it requires a smaller audience. And if you really nail down your marketing, you can make money a lot sooner. That was a lot of information. Thanks for sticking in here with me. If you want more help, I actually created a mini course that I would love to gift you. I normally sell it for $49, but it is all about creating a business from home. It will teach you the basics of content businesses, service-based businesses, and product-based businesses, and it will tell you how to get started. So if you want access to that, go ahead and click the link in the description and just use the code CREATEFREE, all one word, create free, to get that mini course for free. And then make your way through it. Let me know if you have any questions. Shoot me an email. I'd love to help you. All right, friends, I'll talk to you next week.